I definitely agree, but I still don't think that their lack of belief or their unbelief is enough to stop the conversation. So I
No,
think
no.
that's what I was actually getting to, because I wrote that in my notes that my grandmother barely didn't graduate from high school, actually got her
Hmm.
GED later on while we were actually growing up. And my
Hmm.
grandfather too. I remember we would be in the center. My grandfather be sitting in the room with the teacher working on his GED at night in the center, in community center.
Right,
And my mother, had me when she was 14. Thank God, that my grandparents were involved, with my life. But once again, that didn't stop the conversations from happening in my household. My grandma telling us, that is not what you want. That life,
right,
what you have other family members doing that, same grew up in the same house doing whatever. That is
hmm,
not the path you want to choose. Choose
right,
the path. And for
right,
them it was, go to college, get a good job. Okay, that's the starting place. And
right.
everybody may not want to start a business. Everybody may not want to, or have the
Right,
mind to build systems where you're employing other people. But you can
right,
invest. You can
right,
invest. And it is
right,
really not even hard. That's the point I want people to get to. It's not even
right.
hard. Like you
Cost you
said,
nothing.
S&P
Right,
500, high yield savings account, even investing in a total stock market. Those things are not even hard to do.
right,
It's
right,
not. And we're missing that boat so many times.
right. And even if you talk about you have a job and they have a retirement plan, right?
Mm-hmm.
That is technically an active investment, but
Mm-hmm.
I don't think, and I just read a thing the other day, most folks in our generation have less than $100,000 put
Mm-hmm.
away for retirement and are
Right.
coming upon retirement soon.
Right.
Think about that.
Right.
And we were a working generation. We're talking teenagers up to now.
Right.
And a lot of us are going to be shutting things down pretty soon. I can't fathom having less than 100,000. I think in our age bracket from 50 to 60, I think they said the average was like $68,000.
Mm-hmm. Wow.
Like, just think about that.
Right.
Like, that's nothing.
Right.
And I don't know what salaries they make, but Social Security is not going to be a lot if it's even still in existence by the time we get there. But just to think that if you're not going to do outside investing and you're not going to invest in your own retirement and take advantage of that benefit and max out, what are we doing?
Yeah. No, what are they doing?
What are they doing? Now, I know what I'm doing. You're right. Right. Thanks for correcting. I
Right.
stand corrected about what are
Right.
they doing, right?
Right.
So what that means is what?
Huh.
Things are being set up to where other, which is Generation Z and this other one,
Mhm.
in their selfish ways, are going to have to take care of our generation. Think
Mhm.
about that. The selfish trying to take care of the those who don't have.
Mhm.
That there's a
Gonna
we
be
got a
tough.
problem.
It's gonna be tough.
I'm
Gonna be
just
tough.
being real, right?
Yeah, I mean, really, really,
Yeah,
really.
yeah. The selfish.
Mhm.
This generation coming up is probably one of the more selfish generations in human history, right? And because just of the technology and everything, they have quick access, and me, 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 me.
Mhm.
Well, they're going to be taking care of us and the rest of the world.
Mhm.
What does that look like?
Right,
Do they really care about Social Security? Do they care about these things?
right.
You know,
Because I believe that I'm supposed to have enough, more than enough, for myself and to be able to give. Because it's like people say, like money doesn't make you happy, but no, but seeing other people happy does make me happy. So
it
if
doesn't make you
I
feel
mean,
good,
it
man. I
does,
mean,
it
it
does.
it just makes you feel good to say, man, and then you give and you don't want nothing back.
Right.
Because we have a tendency when we give, oh man, thanks, man. I'm gonna get you. No,
Hmm.
right? That makes you feel good to see someone else
Hmm.
be happy and prosper
Right.
based on something you've given.
Right.
And it's a good thing. I wish we did more of it. But
Hmm.
again, it goes back to that survival mode. I'm
Right.
going to give you the shirt off my back, but I'm
Right.
going to want that shirt back,
Right. Right.
right? And we're going to have to break it because without any sense of charity, no, we all can't prosper. There has to be some sense of charity in all of us.
Right. and not realizing, when we all do work together, we all can prosper.
Right,
Once
right,
again,
right,
it's not a limit on what we can accomplish or what we can achieve. There's
right.
no shortage of money. You see, they print money when they want to print money.
Hey,
So there's no
anytime they
shortage
want, man. Who cares about
of
inflation,
it.
right? Hey,
Right?
gotta get it, we gotta get it. You
So it
know?
doesn't have to be I have and you don't. No, we can have, but we got to be doing what's necessary for us to have.
Right, right.
So,
And this is the best charity that we got is right here. This is information,
that's
right?
it. That's it.
Information is the best form of charity. It may
Mhm.
not be, material goods or money. Information is the most freest charity that you can give. I always make a joke if I see a homeless person with a sign saying, "Hey, I need money." I say, "Man, I ain't got no money, but I can give you some information," right? Of course, they're gonna turn me down, right? But I'm willing to offer.
Right.
It might be the best that I can do, you
Mhm.
know?
Right. 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 All right. Let me see here what I wrote down. Having a job. Yeah, I already talked about that because it's not, I'm not saying that to just, push a job, but I'm saying we can do better. We can build on that. And even with that, once again, you may not be the person that wants to start a business, write a book,
Right,
or invent something, but
right,
manage what you have. Manage, do
right,
your best with where you are, if that's where you decide to be. Okay.
right.
And then having a business will build that business up to where you're teaching the next generation, and not just them, but other kids in the neighborhood, maybe,
Right,
like, once
right,
again. So that's a legacy that you're building
right.
right there.
Yeah.
And I wrote about my grandmother once again. I said my grandmother hadn't accomplished all the things that she told me to do, but she always told me that I could do it. And then she supported me in that. So don't just
Mhm.
send them off on their own, to do something, but support them in what they're doing.
Right,
Anything.
right.
I told her I wanted to run in the Olympics, run track in the Olympics. She supported that. I wanted to be a drive 18 wheeler. She supported that. I wanted to be a Marine. She supported that. I
Right,
didn't do none of those
right.
three things. you know,
And as a kid, I'm interested, what made you believe her?
Just because that was mama. That was mama. Mama provided everything.
But what gave her the credibility for you to
um,
believe?
Once again, that she was always there. Like my mother, once again, took us in when my mother couldn't take care of
Hmm.
us. There was always food. She made
Right,
sure we did laundry. My grandmother worked 2, 3 jobs at a time
right.
and took care of us, or taught us
Hmm.
how to take care of ourselves, in her absence. So
Hmm.
to me, that was her credibility right there. She was always
And
there
that
for
means everything to a kid.
everything, everything.
And again, I always harp on, yeah, you want to show them, but it has to start somewhere. That
Hmm.
credibility has to start, and a lot of times it just means just being there,
Hmm. I remember my
and I
mother
think we
told
miss it.
me
Yeah,
before, when I had first never heard of college, first time I ever heard of college, my mother, I don't even think my sister was born yet. So that's how young I was. Four or
yeah,
5 years, about 3 or 4 years old. I remember her talking about college. She said,
yeah.
I didn't go to college, but you're gonna go. And
Right.
she started saying,
College, what's that?
yeah, like college, what's
Where is
that?
that?
And it's school is like school after you graduate from high school and you go and live there. And then I
Mhm.
remember coming back to her a few days later. I'm like, but who's gonna watch me when I'm there? Like,
Yeah, yeah,
who's
yeah,
gonna babysit
yeah,
me while I'm at college?
yeah,
But she's like,
yeah.
and then you'll be grown and you better take care of yourself. Then I felt so much
Right,
better. Like, okay.
right, right,
So it's that too, having the people um believe in you and telling you what you're gonna do, and then you believe in them. You don't know how you're gonna get there. You don't know how you're gonna get,
yeah,
you don't know,
yeah.
but they told
That
you it's
vision, yeah,
possible. I
it's
went
possible.
after it. I went after
Right.
it.
That's
So
it. That's
that's
it.
my way of ridding yourself and your family of that selfish thinking. Is just continue to share the information, show them, and just be willing to give, and to break past the selfishness and the
Mm.
and the fear that we mentioned
Right,
before. So that's my
right, right.
thoughts on
I
that
mean,
topic.
that's a big deal. I just remember when I went away to school and the army. I remember this one mom and them, they moved out here to Woodbridge. And like that was a breakthrough watershed moment. Because you think about it, right? You coming up here from the country, and now you're not on based on income housing shit and all that stuff, right?
Mhm.
You are now going to be a homeowner with a real mortgage,
Mhm.
right? The possible became real. It took about 30 years or so, right? But the possible became real. And just to see like how that transformed her, because the purchase of the house, that townhouse at that time, led to now we can go on a cruise, to now we can upgrade and get a bigger house, right? To now we can go to Europe. Like these little things, all these things you're talking about, it's like a snowball.
Right.
Someone tells you what's possible when it
Right.
comes to money and investing. You
Right.
now have a little something and it goes into something else. It becomes real. And that positive energy just builds up. And next thing you know, you look back, and it's okay sometimes to climb and look down a ladder to see how far you done come.
Right. Right.
And it's almost unbelievable. But all of the people that you bring with you on the way up, you know, it's amazing. And if you can just believe in some of these principles that you're talking about and not be afraid to try,
Right.
you'd be amazed at how your life can be transformed.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Overcoming that fear, believing, having people in your corner, but even if they're not, you believe, you stand on business for
Everybody's not going to be
yourself.
in your corner when you're on your
Nah,
way up. I learned that a long
nah.
time ago. When you're on your way up, you might lose a couple of people.
Right.
They still cool, but they didn't believe in the vision you had for yourself. And you know, you let them go where they need to go. But you got to keep moving.
Right.
Can't stop the train, man.
Yeah. So I've shared all my points tonight. Only the thing left, get the book, make dollars and
That's it.
cents.
That's it. Get it. It's
So,
real.
get it. Hope we shared some value with you all. Everybody got something. And we out till next time.
All right.
All right. Thank
Hey,
you, Chuck Thaxton.